All right, so it's time for another van vlog Venerde. I have a random topic, but it's not so random. Somebody asked me about this a couple of weeks ago, so thank you for the suggestion. I will promise you I haven't really been thinking about it. So I'm just gonna start talking. Let me go ahead and set my timer here. And let me get going here. All right, so the topic was, would I go on a cruise, say like in the fall, or maybe when things start to lighten up with this whole pandemic coronavirus thing? And to answer that question, I'm gonna have to say no, but you have to understand something about me to begin with, and I'm gonna kind of be all over the place here. One is that I don't like water. When I was a kid, I almost drowned like 2 or 3 times. And I gave another story about my first memory. There's another van vlog on that, and I will link it if I can, or put a card up in the up somewhere, or in the description. And basically, I just remember almost drowning as a kid there. I was at the beach one time, I believe, and I almost drowned as well. So I'm kind of like, I don't like water. Don't put me on a big old boat in the middle of, the ocean. And if you're on a cruise ship, the water you're in is going to be deep enough to drown in. So with that being said, I'm just gonna like, get me away from water. But at the same time though, also, Noelle is immunocompromised, so we're kind of eliminated from cruise ships, because it's not just about the virus that's going on right now. I've always been told, hey, if you're on a cruise ship and somebody gets sick, then everybody gets sick. And I don't know. There's just not a whole, I guess there is entertainment. I haven't been on a cruise before, so I guess there could be entertainment that I would enjoy. In fact, I heard about Disney was gonna have like a floating theme park. So I guess anything's possible. It kind of blows my mind that, you have these cruise ships that are the sizes of football fields, and like multiple football fields. And what was really funny to me is that they have pools on cruise ships, but I guess that makes sense. You can't just like jump overboard into the water. But I mean, it's just for me, I just would not want to get sick on a cruise ship and basically or be stuck with that at all. I don't care how much fun something is. If I'm sick, I mean, you can imagine. I don't want to be graphic or anything like that. So that's probably going to be a no-go for me. And I don't like being in tight spaces either. I'm not agoraphobic, but I definitely don't like being around the entertainment on cruise ships is typically designed, there's only so much space there. So I'm gonna be in a loud area, and it's just gonna be loud. It's gonna be too much stimulation, and it's not good for me. But I did hear something the other day about how basically I heard it's cheaper. It's like some of these rates are getting so low that some of these organizations that, house homeless people, like it's cheaper to put them on a cruise, because it's like they get, room and board, all the food, all they can eat food. Because the idea behind it is they're going to bring you in with the all you can eat food so they can convince you to drink the liquor, especially the ones that have casinos on them. Because I remember going to casinos, and by the way, I'm not advocating going to casinos. You're probably not going to get rich from casinos. I will tell you this much right now. My dad told me it was one of the best lessons I've ever had in my entire life. We're walking into a casino one day, and he goes, son, remember, they didn't make all this. And he's pointing to all the lights and everything. They didn't build all this by giving money away. So odds are probably on the house. So, but with that being said, the idea is they just fill you up with liquor at the casinos for free. Now, I'm not saying on the cruise ships they're free, but I guess they may give them liquor out for free on a casino cruise ship, because the idea is if you're, kind of tipsy and drunk, you're going to spend more money. And I guess that's something to be careful of. But I also think there's those cruise ships that they don't have casinos on them, but they're hoping people, they're out to sea, they want to have a good time. They want to drink. I'm thinking about maybe being seasick, but cruise ships are so large, I don't think you would feel the wave of the ocean or anything like that. I mean, you're not gonna have a cruise ship like in the middle of the Pacific where the storms are really bad, but usually like in that little Gulf of Mexico or Mediterranean, area, they're probably going to the seas. I shouldn't say the seas, but the waters are going to be calmer. But yeah, so they're hoping that people will get there and they'll pay money on liquor, because honestly, there's far more money to be made in liquor and in booze than there is in food. I've worked in restaurants, and I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 times markup for a drink. So, and I can guarantee you it's probably much higher than that on a cruise ship. I know I don't want to get too much into the business aspect of it and everything like that. It's kind of boring, but I would say that's the whole goal. But yeah, I mean, and it's just like, I just don't like being in a place that I'm in the control of somebody else, essentially. And I don't like that. I don't like being in a place where I have no way to escape. If something goes wrong, there's nothing, like, what can I do? What type of emergency, like if I would have an emergency, what's going to happen? I guess they have, medical staff on board. If it was bad enough, I guess they could find a way to get me out of there. I'm sure they could. I mean, it reminds me of this time, my dad tells me he was working on the oil rig, and I guess he like saved the life of one of the bigwigs that came to visit. I think he like stopped some pipes with his arm. I can't remember exactly. And they I think he I don't know if he broke his arm or not, but they got him on a helicopter and they flew him out of there. I mean, he saved the right person's life. Let's put it that way. I don't know if they would have flown him out of there for just about anybody. I'm sure they would have, but yeah. So I think that there's just so much uncertainty for me that even before all of this, I would have never ever gone on a cruise, and I would have been eliminated from it anyways. And I'll tell you this much: if I know it's kind of off topic, but I hear about these movies and stories about these guys that take girls out on boats in the middle of a lake or something like that. I'll tell you right now, that's like a 3rd or 4th date type scenario. I mean, don't get on a boat with somebody you barely know and go out to an area that you have no way to escape from. So I guess that's some advice there. Anyways, my thing is buzzing. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I do have a series of these van vlogs playlist. I want to make some other playlists too. I had made a video just the other day about what Noelle went through with some of the stuff we went through, medical stuff we went through. I'm probably make a playlist on that too. Give you a little bit more detail on that. But y'all are just so amazing. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me ramble here. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you know when the other videos come out. And I hope everyone out there has just the most amazing day.